There are two ways in which the initialization of arrays could be done. One by means of compile time and the other way by means of runtime. So coming to compile time initialization, this is something it would look like. You have the data type followed by the array name, the maximum size of the array, and then the sequence of values that you're likely to initialize the array with. So here is an array name number, basically a collection of integers whose maximum size is 3 and all the 3 values are initialized to 0. So this goes to number of 0, the second one to number of 1 and the last one to number of 2. So here is an array name total whose maximum size is 5 and the data type being float. Hence allows a collection of floating type values alone. So the first value, total of 0 gets initialized with 0.0, total of 1 to 15.75, total of 2 to 10, and the remaining are initialized to 0.0. Here you have yet another case. You have the data type int, the name of the array as counter, but the maximum size of the array is left unspecified. You have 4 values to which it is initialized to. This is permitted, but this is permitted as long as you initialize a blank array with the values, in which case the size of the array takes the value 4. Here is yet another case, name, which is basically a character array. The initial values to the different locations within the character array name are as follows. The first element being initialized to S, the next element being initialized to H, and so on. The last element of the array name is initialized to the null. The reason being it is an array of characters. Yet another case we have here is name being the name of the character array is initialized to and son. This is permitted. You have not specified the maximum size here. Yet name of 0 gets initialized to 0 and so on it follows. However, the last element will be initialized with the null. Here is a case you have wherein you have the data type, then you have the array name. The maximum size is 5, but the only first 2 elements are initialized to 10 and 20. Since it is an integer array, the default values would be set to 0 for the rest of the 3 locations. Here we have a character array named city whose maximum size is 6. Since you are initializing one character alone, one of the element within single quotes, it's a character constant. Therefore, the first element is initialized while the rest of the elements are initialized to null. In the other case, here is a case which violates the way the maximum size of the array is declared and the total number of elements assigned to the array. So you have an integer array named number whose maximum size is 3 but trying to be initialized with 4 elements, which is totally illegal in C, and you are likely to end up with an error such as array out of bound. So yet another option for initialization of arrays is runtime initialization, that is any initialization that happens to the array while it is in execution. So suppose here is the case as to what happens. The first 50 elements of the array sum are initialized to 0 while the remaining 50 elements are initialized to 1 at runtime. So the name of the array being sum, you run a for loop which runs from 0 to 100. A total of 100 times it is run starting from 0 to 99. So for every iteration of the array, for every one-time execution of the loop, as long as the value is less than 50, the elements get initialized to 0. That is, the first 50 elements of the array are initialized to 0. As long as the I value takes a value greater than 50, the leftover 50 elements are initialized to 1. Here is yet another function which shows how you could probably read the individual values to an array. So you have an array named x whose maximum size is 3, whose data type is int. So you would want to fill up x of 0, x of 1 and x of 2. So and basically all of them are individually integers. You will have 3 format specifiers. The first value that you read into gets into x of 0, the next one to x of 1 and the last one to x of 2. So this